Hi, I'm Natalie Lue, and I'm the writer of BaggageReclaim.com, a blog where I help people who really want to be in a loving relationship, but who have a pattern of being involved with emotionally unavailable people, to break that pattern so that they can be in the relationship they need, desire, and deserve. Have you ever looked at somebody's profile picture and read a little bit of their profile and just immediately your mind sort of racing ahead about like, oh my gosh, that's like the perfect person for me? And it's great to get that bit of insight into a person, but there is no substitute for actually meeting up with them and getting to know them in person. So, for instance, I once dealt with a lady who said that she had met her perfect man, and it was absolutely clear to her that they shared core values. So, they shared the same values in terms of character and the direction in which they wanted to go. So I was like, oh, great. So how many dates have you been on with this guy? And she's like, oh, no, we haven't met up yet. We have like exchanged messages, and we talked about the stuff they mentioned in a profile. And basically they were telling me like all this stuff that they believe in, the things that they matter to them, things they want to do. And so yeah, like we just totally like on the same page. So then I hear from her again. She's like, oh my gosh, the first date, it was hitting at the ballpark, we talked about the same things. He maybe wasn't quite what I was expecting in the way in which he portrayed himself, but he still kept saying a lot of the same things from those messages. And I went, okay. And then date two happened, and she was like, oh my gosh, totally have not on the same page at all. So this person had turned around, in those messages and, in that first date and made out that they shared similar values. And then what had happened is they turned around and said something that completely contradicted that. And here's the thing, dating is a discovery phase. So dating is there to allow you the opportunity to get to know somebody. Online dating is a great facilitator for giving you the opportunity to meet somebody who potentially may be a like-minded person. So it's providing an introduction. You're not meeting the person online, in terms of like hanging out with them. It's providing an introduction. The discovery process is going on those dates in itself. If you have a pattern of approaching online and offline dating in the same way, and you are yet to have a mutually fulfilling, loving relationship with the type of person who you think that you're supposed to be with, you have a blind spot around the way in which you are approaching dating. And this means really that it's time to step back and look at what assumptions am I making, for instance, when I'm on a dating website or app, but also what am I doing in terms of my approach that is causing me to keep basically walking into the same pothole in dating over and over and over again. So here's another interesting thing. Personality and character are not the same thing. And I remember being a kid and I would hear people talking about relationships, and they would always go on about, oh, I need to find somebody with a good sense of humor. And the thing is, like, most people have a good sense of humor. It's like we can all be fun when we want to be, but we actually need to start looking at something deeper beyond personality, because personality really comes from that word persona, that Latin term persona. It's the image that we want to put across to people. And we all have a personality, but character is who you are and what you do, even when people are not around to see you. And character, although again, goes back to values. So that goes back to those things that you take as speaking for who you are. Are you loyal? Are you honest? Are you trustworthy? Are you dependable? Are you reliable? It could be far beyond even the basics of, being honest and trustworthy. It could be about like, are you ambitious? Are you creative? Are you passionate? But those things around your character are really important, because when you understand the difference between personality and character, you will understand yourself better, but you will also be able to understand other people better as well, because you will not judge people purely based on what they're trying to put across to you. A lot of people fall for charming. And that's not to say that charming is a terrible thing, but it's more that if charming is the first word that you say about somebody, then you know that you've met somebody who's really very keen on putting across the best possible impression to you, but not necessarily putting across who they are. Charming people know how to put across the best version of themselves that will allow them to get what they want from the other person. Charming people know how to put the best version of themselves across that will allow them to sort of circumvent some of the early stage things in dating where you would normally be taking the time to get to know. And we get so caught up in being the whole, being caught up in the whole charming thing that we don't necessarily realize, oh, hold on a second, like, who is this person behind the charm? And what you don't want to do is keep seeing charming as being the thing that we need to get in order to be with a loving partner. Because actually, we want somebody who goes beyond the charm and who values integrity and who is going to allow themselves to be seen and actually truly wants to get to know you